One touch, one run, one pass, and maybe the final 90 minutes of Cristiano Ronaldo's World Cup life. Spain 1, Portugal 0. That score looks simple. The match was anything but simple, because for 90 minutes, this Iberian battle looked completely locked. Portugal had survived Spain's pressure. Diogo Costa had stopped almost everything. Cristiano Ronaldo was still waiting for one final chance. Extra time was only seconds away. And then Mikel Merino changed everything. Not Lamine Yamal, not Ronaldo, not Pedri, not Bruno Fernandes, Mikel Merino. A substitute who had been on the field for only a few minutes suddenly became the man who sent Spain into the World Cup quarterfinals and ended Cristiano Ronaldo's final World Cup campaign. That is how cruel knockout football can be. July 6, 2026, Dallas Stadium in Arlington, Texas. More than 70,000 people watching Spain against Portugal in the round of 16. On one side, Spain's new generation. On the other, a 41-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo playing in the final World Cup of his career. And between them, only one quarterfinal place. From the opening minutes, you could feel that this was not going to be an open, crazy game. These two teams knew each other too well. Portugal stayed close to Spain's players. Spain tried to control the ball, but Portugal refused to give them easy space. Still, Spain created the first warning. Mikel Oyarzabal tested Diogo Costa early. Then came a much bigger chance. Dani Olmo played a beautiful first-time pass through Portugal's midfield. Oyarzabal ran onto it, and suddenly the goal opened in front of him. This should have been 1-0, but Oyarzabal dragged a shot wide. That miss mattered because Portugal immediately showed Spain the danger of losing the ball in midfield. Bruno Fernandes robbed Pedri, Ronaldo received the chance, and Unai Simón made the save. That became the pattern of the first half. Spain wanted control, Portugal wanted the mistake. Spain then came again. Lamine Yamal attacked from the right and forced Diogo Costa into action. The rebound reached Álex Baena, whose effort looked dangerous, but Costa stretched and produced another excellent save. And this is important. Without Diogo Costa, Portugal probably does not stay level for 90 minutes. The statistics later showed Spain finishing with 15 shots and 6 on target. Portugal had 10 shots and only 2 on target. Spain also created almost 3 times as much expected goal value. The score stayed at 0-0 because Portugal's goalkeeper kept refusing to let the game break open. But Portugal were not simply defending. In fact, the most dangerous moment of the first half came at the other end. Nuno Mendes attacked from the left and fired toward goal. Pedro Porro got the slightest touch with his head. The ball changed direction and it smashed against the crossbar. For 1 second, Spain were almost out. That was Portugal at their best. Quick, physical, and direct. Nuno Mendes was also doing something very difficult on the other side of the field. He was controlling Lamine Yamal. Spain's teenage star never completely disappeared, but he was not allowed to dominate the game. Mendes stayed close, matched his speed, and forced him into uncomfortable decisions. Portugal finished the first half looking dangerous, and then something changed. After halftime, Portugal slowly stopped playing to win the game and started playing to survive it. That was the turning point. Spain took more control of the ball. Portugal dropped deeper. Ronaldo became isolated. The distance between Portugal's attackers and defenders became bigger. Instead of pushing Spain backward, Portugal waited for counterattacks that rarely came. Nuno Mendes then went off injured, and suddenly the player who had done so much to contain Yamal was gone. But here is the surprising part. Spain did not immediately destroy Portugal down that side. They remained patient, maybe too patient. The clock moved past 70 minutes, then 80. The game became slower, heavier, and more nervous. Every pass felt dangerous because one mistake could end the tournament. Portugal built a wall. Spain kept moving the ball around it. And extra time looked almost certain. Then Luis de la Fuente looked at his bench. Ferran Torres came on, Fabian Ruiz came on, and in the 85th minute, Mikel Merino replaced Dani Olmo. 6 minutes later, the match was over. Merino was fouled. Portugal expected the game to stop. Some players were still reacting to the referee. Merino did not wait. He took the free kick quickly. Then he moved. This is the detail that decided the match. Merino did not admire his pass. He did not remain behind the ball. He immediately ran forward into the space Portugal had left open. The move continued through Spain's substitutes. Ferran Torres received the ball and saw Merino arriving through the middle. The pass came back. One touch, left foot, low into the corner. Goal, 91st minute. Spain 1, Portugal 0. And look at the beauty of that move. Merino started it and finished it. The player who won the free kick was the player who restarted the game. The player who passed the ball away was the player who continued his run. And the substitute who had waited almost the entire match became the man who decided it. Portugal had spent the second half protecting 0-0. Then 0-0 disappeared. Suddenly, they had to attack. Bernardo Silva headed over. João Neves came close with another late header. The final seconds became desperate. Crosses, fouls, long balls, bodies forward, but it was too late. The final whistle confirmed something massive. Spain had won 1-0, and the numbers explained why. 55% possession, 15 shots to Portugal's 10, 6 shots on target to 2. Around 1.7 expected goals for Spain against just over 0.6 for Portugal. This was not a spectacular attacking performance from Spain. It was something more dangerous. It was patient. Spain did not panic when Oyarzabal missed. They did not panic when Nuno Mendes hit the bar. They did not panic when Diogo Costa kept making saves. They stayed in the match until their bench found the solution. Portugal's mistake was not that they defended. Their mistake was that they defended for too long. In the first half, Portugal made Spain uncomfortable. They competed for loose balls. They attacked quickly. They forced Spain to think. In the second half, they surrendered territory. And against a team with Spain's technical quality and bench depth, you can survive for a long time. But surviving for a long time is not the same as surviving until the end. There was another historic detail. Spain have now kept 6 consecutive clean sheets at the World Cup, a tournament record, while Unai Simón extended his personal World Cup shutout streak to 609 minutes. And Spain reached the quarterfinals for the first time since 2010. Think about that! In 2010, Spain faced Portugal in the World Cup knockout stage. Spain won 1-0. 16 years later, Spain faced Portugal again in a World Cup knockout match. And again, Spain won 1-0. Different generation, different country, different stadium, same result. But for Portugal, the final whistle meant something even bigger. Cristiano Ronaldo's World Cup story was over. 6 World Cups, more than 2 decades on the international stage, records that may survive for generations, but no World Cup trophy. He left the field to applause, knowing that he would never play in this tournament again. Ronaldo has not yet made a final decision about his complete international future, but he has confirmed that this was his last World Cup, and that is why this match became bigger than the score. For Spain, it was the beginning of another possible championship run. For Merino, it was 6 minutes that changed everything. For Portugal, it was 1 defensive lapse after an entire night of resistance. And for Cristiano Ronaldo, it was the end of the World Cup road. 90 minutes of tension. 1 goal, 1 substitute, 1 final run into the penalty area. Spain are through, Portugal are out. And just when everyone was preparing for extra time, Mikel Merino delivered the coldest possible ending.